I bet you didn't expect this, did you? Yeah, when I was talking about that surprise from the last video, this is what I was referring to. Because today, I'm going to rank every fanfiction that we've read so far. I'm pretty sure 18 of them, maybe 17? But we're gonna rank every single one of them. We're leaving no stone unturned in this case. And on top of that, I'm also going to do a little bonus tier list at the end too, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, let's go ahead and explain the tiers. So this tier is basically the best of the worst, to put it like that. It's the stuff that I can say that, for without a doubt, it's better than everything else, but it's not, but it still isn't that good. In my mind, there's really only one fic that this really applies to, and we'll get to it eventually. Bad but ultimately harmless. I feel like a majority of these are going to go in this tier. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It's bad, but at the end of the day, this isn't hurting anyone. It's not doing anything wrong. It's just kind of a bad fanfiction written by a young kid, so it's whatever. Then there's This Ain't It. This is basically fics that have stuff that I personally take issue with. Like, maybe it's something a bit controversial, maybe it's something that I shouldn't have been writing at that age, or maybe it's just something inflammatory, but either way, that's what this tier is for those specifically. So bad it's good, also self-explanatory, I would imagine. Basically the fics that are really fucking bad, but are so bad that I actually get ironic enjoyment out of reading them, so I actually have a good time reading those stupid fics in the first place. That's what that's for. And then, this last tier, I would rather eat a cheese grater, is the absolute worst of the worst. To the point where I can't even get ironic enjoyment out of it. It's just awful. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna go left to right, basically. And look, we're gonna start with I Regret Nothing. I think this really deserves to go in bad but ultimately harmless. This one isn't really... When it comes to my own bad writing, this is something that doesn't really register on my radar for me. Because, believe you me, it's bad, obviously, but it's nowhere close to being as bad as a lot of the stuff that's on this list already. Trust me on that. So, it ultimately gets a pass for me, more or less. Then there's A Rainy Day, which goes in the same tier, personally. It's, once again, yeah, it's not good, but, like, it's short, it's inoffensive, it's whatever. I don't really have even much to say about it, because there isn't that much to it. But, yeah, that's more or less kind of how I feel about it. The rhyming scheme is... Okay, this one's actually kind of difficult, because on the one hand, I appreciate what I tried to do with the rhyming gimmick, even though it wasn't executed like perfectly. At the same time, well, like, I mean, it still kind of falls into some of the traps of my writing at the time, so I'm conflicted. I honestly want to stick it in bad but ultimately harmless, but I almost want to say it should probably go in the top tier, actually. You know what? Yeah, I'll stick it in the top tier. I'll give my younger self some levity here, but not much, because the majority of these are still gonna go in the lower tiers. But yeah, for what it is, the writing scheme is okay, not stellar or anything, but compared to everything else, still pretty alright. Then there's Pranked, which, for that one line where, I used a very derogatory term, yeah, Pranked goes down here specifically just for that. In fact, this fic and another fic are the entire reason why this tier exists at all. Yeah, that one line really left a sour taste in my mouth. Plus, so much of this fic is just stupid bullshit and really cringy dialogue. I can't take it, man. Sapphire and 1,000-year-old memes. Yeah, this one's bad but ultimately harmless. It's not long enough to really even leave that much of an impression on me. It's whatever. It's fine. Well, I mean, it's not, but you know what I mean. The big ass bill. Congratulations! We have our first so bad it's good. Yeah. This fic is so bad that it's actually hilarious. When I made the first video in the bad fic saga, this was the story I was actually the most interested in reading, because this one is fucking ridiculous. It's awful, make no mistake, but it's so ridiculous that I can't help but love it. It actually kind of reminds me of some of the fanfiction I used to read back in the day, and I honestly still kind of read some of that fanfiction now, where just a bunch of random ass nonsense happens for no good reason, but you kind of can't help but love it anyway. Weirdly enough, the big ass bill actually reminds me of that a lot, and I think that alone elevates it in terms of ironic enjoyment. If I were to rate it objectively though, fuck no, this is awful. But for the sheer amount of ironic enjoyment I get out of it, it goes into this tier. The insanity is too much, again, bad but ultimately harmless. It's, once again, not long enough to leave that much of a lasting impression on me, so it's whatever. There really isn't even that much for me to say about it. In fact, I feel like a lot of these in the bad but ultimately harmless tier, I really don't have much to say about, either because they're really short or don't have too much to really even talk about. So there's that. That probably is also going to be a trend for this tier in general. It's more or less just stuff that I basically don't have a lot to say about. It's bad, but whatever. Who cares? Caillou Gets Grounded fanfic version. Or K-Lou, as I said here. Well, where do you think it's gonna go? Yeah, it's gonna go in the bottom fucking tier. This is awful. Without a shadow of a doubt. This is fucking one of the worst things I've ever fucking written. Why did I write this bullshit? I don't fucking get it. What possessed me to write some shit like this? This is god awful. Like, just the fact I more or less hate this thing just off of the concept alone. The fact that I decided to write a fucking Caillou Gets Grounded video in the form of a fanfiction just enrages me like nothing fucking else. That sounded weird. So yeah, it's going in the bottom tier. This shit is awful. Jesus Christ, man. By the way, I haven't brought attention to it, but yeah, the background image I used for these is freaking, I'm pretty sure it's Kirby from like one of those 90s, probably one of the 90s Kirby game commercials. It's just the most cursed fucking thing. If you watched the previous video, you saw that I used it a few times, like as a reaction image for certain shit, and I'm like, it's so fucking cursed, but it's so damn funny. That's why I ended up using it for this. Like, I can't stand it. I fucking love it. I can't stand it. It makes it sound like I hate it. Well, I kinda do, but it's also so damn hilarious that I don't even fucking care. Anyway, the return of a certain someone is going in so bad it's good. Like, this shit is, I don't get as much ironic enjoyment from this as the big ass bill, but it is very much still there. And I think it kinda carries it, for sure, in a way. I'm pretty sure the return of a certain someone is very, very inspired by SMG4 video. I watched a ton of SMG4 as a kid. I really shouldn't have, but I did. This is what having unrestricted internet access does to you. Anyway, yeah, but there was a video called Bowser and the Nightmare Stone, and I'm pretty sure that was more or less the basis for the Return of a Certain Someone. And even though the Return of a Certain Someone was never finished, it did take a lot of inspiration for it. So maybe my nostalgia for that video is like just carrying it here. But yeah, like I do get some ironic enjoyment out of it, and as a result, I can't really bring myself to rate it any lower than so bad it's good. Made no mistake though, it's very, very bad. Dunked by Sans. Yeah, this shouldn't fucking surprise you. Dunked by Sans is in this tier specifically for Chapter 2 and only Chapter 2. Chapters 1 and 3 easily could have landed in bad but ultimately harmless, but Chapter 2 weighs this thing down entirely. The fact that I basically started a flame war with the whole, oh, Earthbound's better than Undertale thing that permeates the entire damn chapter just makes me sick to my damn stomach. I hate that shit. I went into more detail about it in the actual video, but ugh, no. Fuck no, man. I hate shit like that. And the fact that I willingly participated in likely getting a whole bunch of people angry, well, makes me want to puke my fucking guts out. That's gross, but it also accurately describes how I feel about it. So yeah, for Chapter 2 alone, it goes in this tier, straight up. Next is Attack of Missing Note. Once again, bad but ultimately harmless. There really isn't much to talk about with this one. It's just kind of weird, dumb, short, whatever. There really isn't much to say about it. Good Stick Kids Hat Spreading Bombs. Yeah, once again, if you watch the video, should not surprise you. This one's, by all accounts, pretty decent. Really, the only thing I can get onto it about is really just all the stupid ass CDI references. But other than that, it's not too bad, honestly. I mean, well, obviously it is still awful, but not the worst thing I've ever written. I would say, for what it's worth, it's alright. Surprisingly, too. Hotel Korodai. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick it in so bad it's good. What did you think? Like, this shit is so... It's bad, okay? But it's so damn funny to me that I can't rate it any lower. I can't. Like, it would physically pay me to rank this any lower. It's so damn funny, I can't fucking help it. Like, make no mistake, it's still really fucking bad, obviously, but I get so much unironic enjoyment out of it, and ironic enjoyment too, that I literally just can't break myself to rank it any longer. So yeah, Hotel Korodai is gonna stay in this tier. Pokemon 20th Anniversary is gonna go in bad but ultimately harmless. Once again, there really isn't much to say about this one. Just, in a way, it kind of feels like I tried to do something similar with, like, maybe Good Stick Kids Hat Spreading Bombs, but it just kind of falls flat on its face due to just not having an established continuity where it takes place, and also just it being really fucking stupid and not making that much sense. I will say this, Pichu was definitely the highlight of that, even though, yeah, they weren't in it for very long, but yeah, for sure. Other than that, yeah, I don't have much to say, it's whatever. Mario and Miley, yeah. Remember when I said that this tier only existed because of two fics? Pranked was the first, Mario and Miley was the second. Let's address the elephant in the room. The fact that I wrote a scenario at fucking 12 or 13 years old is crazy ass work. I don't know why the fuck I decided to do that. That being said, it isn't explicit enough for me to get super duper upset about, but the fact that it's in there at all just, ugh, I hate that, man. I really hate that I wrote that. What's worse is that this was a request from somebody, and I willingly took that request. I hate that shit too. Like, if that was me now and somebody came to me with such a weird request, I would not take that straight up. Maybe other people would, and hey, no shade, okay? But me personally, I want no part of writing something like that. It's just, it's basically Miley Cyrus torture. Unfortunately, because my writing was so bad back then, it actually doesn't end up being that impactful in the first place. But still, like, I guess the thing with Mario and Miley is I more so hate the fact that I wrote it more than the actual content of the fic. It's still got some pretty bad stuff in it, but whatever is in it is not that explicit by all accounts. So I can only get so mad with this one, to put it like that. I can only be so angry at myself for writing something like this at such a young age, considering that there were at least a few factors at play. And then plus, the overall product, while still bad obviously, I don't think is as bad as some other fics. Speaking of which, Megalovania, yeah, this should not surprise you. This is some of the most melodramatic bullshit I've ever fucking read in my life. It's just, I understand that I likely wrote this as a kid, like, you know, likely when Undertale had first come out, and I was just like, and like, I don't know, I guess I'd never really seen a game before where your choices matter, like killing or sparing enemies actually mattered. That was something that was new to me, and hell, I would say that's still decently new to me now. A lot of the games that I've played don't really a lot of the games that I've played don't really do something like Undertale has, and if they have, then, well, I haven't played them. Though I won't deny the fact that they probably do exist out there somewhere. But yeah, that being said, no, this tries to be dramatic and serious and dark and edgy, and it just falls flat on its fucking face and becomes hilarious instead. But not to the same extent as these, to the point where I get ironic enjoyment out of them. No, it's just bad enough to the point where it just makes me cringe thinking about it. And then, close to finally, we still have another fic to rank. The Magic Runes of Tenkuushou. Yeah, this shouldn't surprise you either. It's basically a word-for-word I Am Mean reference that does basically nothing interesting and nothing to stand out from the original. It's a shitty-ass parody. Like, I don't think I even have much more to say about it. It's just a very bad parody. Even for a 12 or 13-year-old, this is still pretty damn pitiful. Anyway, there's one more fic that we need to rank, and I actually forgot that this one is... I actually forgot that this one's in a different file, so I'll need to load that very quickly. Yup. Well, I forgot to mention this in the previous video, but that fic doesn't even have, like, a real title. It's just the Moyai emoji. Moyai? More like, go die. Fucker. I fucking love that video. Anyway, for simplicity's sake, let's just call it the basement fic. The basement fic is the fucking worst thing I've ever written by a long shot. If you watched the previous video, you already know why it's so damn bad. Too many goddamn meme references, Sirius being an absolute fucking dickhead throughout the whole thing, spelling errors, the whole kiss scene even existing at all. And even though there's a point at the end of it where I call out all the shit that was above it, even still, even though that section is definitely better, I still wouldn't necessarily call it good, and it definitely doesn't undo all the bullshit that's before it. It's bad. It's really fucking bad, without a shadow of a doubt. But anyway, yeah, that's the tier list, and yeah, it's about what I expected it to look like. The only thing that's really different is the fact that the rhyming scheme is as high as it is. I originally had a lower opinion of this one, but thinking about it, yeah, I think it deserves to be up here. I think it does enough work to be alongside this victor. But yeah, that's the tier list, and I'm genuinely curious how y'all would rank these fics. Like, tell me that in the comments if you want to. Or, no, I'm not your mom. Like, tell me how you would rank these fics. Like, I'm genuinely curious because obviously, well, I wrote these, so my perspective on a lot of these fics is going to be different compared to somebody else's. So I'm curious about that. Okay, so ultimately what I decided to do is that I actually decided to split the other tier list into another video because I didn't want to fill out this video with a bunch of meaningless nonsense that has nothing to do with the title. So I'm gonna split that into its own video. It will likely come out not too long after the first video, but yeah, I'm gonna split this into 2 videos, so that you don't have to stick around for a whole bunch of content that you probably didn't ask for. But anyway, yep, here's the completed tier list. And if you want to know the reasoning behind all of this, I imagine this makes no fucking sense, make sure you stay tuned for that next video. But for the time being, that's gonna be it. If you enjoyed this video, like. If you really enjoyed it, subscribe so you don't miss an upload, and that's gonna be it. I'll see y'all later.